What's going on inside labs like this is pushing Indiana to new heights in the life sciences industry. What it means to the bottom line for Hoosier businesses and workers. Plus, tip-off time again in Indiana. The secret sauce behind how Indy pulls off hosting the NCAA Sweet 16 and Elite 8. And listen very closely. That's a helicopter buzzing above Mars. The Purdue connection to the camera that recorded it. Inside Indiana Business is next.
From Indiana's business news leader, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gerry Dick, presented by Elevate Ventures, Indiana University, and LiUNA.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gerry Dick, and we begin this week with big news coming out of an important segment of the Indiana economy, the life sciences. The air we breathe, the animals that surround us, the drugs we manufacture, all fall under the umbrella of life sciences. It is a discipline that is transforming the way we live, creating breakthroughs in healthcare, biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, agriculture, and many other areas. In Indiana, more than 70,000 Hoosiers work in the life sciences sector at places like Eli Lilly and Company and Roche Diagnostics in Indianapolis, Cook Group in Bloomington, Zimmer Biomed in Warsaw, and Mead Johnson Nutrition in Evansville, just to name a few of the companies contributing to an estimated $99 billion in economic activity. And a report being released this week will show the Hoosier life sciences industry made history in 2024, becoming the nation's #1 exporter of life sciences products. The report from BioCrossroads shows Indiana exported $27 billion in life sciences products and an additional $21 billion in pharmaceutical products last year. Meantime, employment in the life sciences sector increased by 3,000 to more than 70,000 statewide, and the average wage of those jobs increased from $110,000 in 2023 to nearly $150,000 annually last year. Joining us now to go inside those numbers and also talk about projects in the pipeline that could have a big impact statewide. Pleased to be joined by BioCrossroads CEO Vince Wong. As always, Vince, great to see you.
Great to be here, Gerry. Thank you.
As you look at those numbers, again, as I mentioned, history being made. So Indiana, the #1 exporter of life sciences products.
Absolutely. Super exciting for us as a state to be able to actually surpass California.
Yeah.
As the #1 state in the country. So California is often thought of as the life science center, but actually Indiana is a leader. So
what does being able to say that you're the #1 exporting state, what does that do for the kind of the street cred, if you will, or the ability to attract more excitement around the industry?
Absolutely. I think it just gives us a calling card for us to not only, reinforce the companies that are already here and to stay here, but also from a company attraction perspective that may be looking either they're already here in the U.S. or want to plant a flag here in the country. That Indiana would be a place to be.
Let's talk about what's driving it, the so-called incretin drugs, the weight loss drugs, Mounjaro and Zepbound, big drivers.
Absolutely. I mean, Indiana, we featured this last November at a Life Science Summit. Indiana is playing a vital role, a central role in this amazing growth of obesity therapies. And so both Lilly and Novartis products are being manufactured in the state. And there's a whole supply chain and cottage industry that's from a device delivery perspective that's also sprung up around this growth as well.
You want to also talk about nuclear medicine. Indiana, in particular, central Indiana, real strength. Novartis with a new facility. That was a driver too.
Absolutely. Novartis's growth. And then again, a number of at least 12, 14 companies that are also in this space as well. That really is a center of excellence for us in both nationally, but even globally as well.
I know Spectron RX, another one of those companies.
Absolutely.
Average wage, this is a big issue here in Indiana. And you talk about a big jump all the way up to $148,000 in terms of the average wage of these jobs.
Yeah, I mean, life science is a great industry just because attractive wages, so you can also do well by doing good and producing therapies and products that improve people's lives, but also have a have a great livelihood doing so.
Let's talk. Look forward and what could be in the pipeline, if you will. Lilly investing $13 billion in Boone County, the IU lab at 16 Tech, and also Heartland BioWorks. So this designation, right, as a BioWorks hub.
Yes. No, I think we've got incredible momentum with all those things you just mentioned that will only, further catalyze innovation and further investment. So it creates this really nice flywheel for many years to come. And we're just getting started.
All right. Big news coming out of BioCrossroads, Indiana, the #1 life sciences exporter here in this country. Vince Wong, CEO at BioCrossroads, as always, thanks.
Great. Thank you, Gerry.
All right. Well, Indiana ag businesses are also a key part of the Indiana BioCrossroads portfolio. One Hoosier ag venture making innovative moves is planting high-tech seeds in Indiana's oldest county.
Corn, soybeans, wheat, and other row crops are typical for the Midwest, but we all still have a variety of fruits and vegetables, including, most prominently watermelon, but also sweet corn or pumpkins.
Knox County in western Indiana, also home to an entrepreneurial success story coming out of the Pantheon co-working space in Vincennes. AI startup TerraForce this week launching what could be a transformational way in which crops are harvested. TerraForce uses robotics-powered innovation to pick crops, which is designed to help farmers better handle labor-intensive tasks. Knox County is #1 in Indiana when it comes to grain, fruit, and vegetable production. When we come back, the newest and possibly coolest way to experience a sporting event without being there. How Indy could be on deck for the next COSM high-tech immersive sports video experience. Indianapolis preparing to host not only its 9th Final Four next year, but also every NCAA men's college basketball championship divisions 1, 2, and 3. And March Madness is in full swing at Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indy this weekend with the NCAA Midwest Regional. Mary Rachel Redmond here now to take a closer look at the crucial role volunteers play in bringing these big events downtown.
Well, Gerry, it's no secret Indianapolis is a city known for its love of sports, from the 2012 Super Bowl to last year's NBA All-Star Weekend, just to name a few. Indy, no stranger to hosting big-time events on a global stage. But behind the scenes, there's a group of unsung heroes helping make it all happen.
I volunteer because I love sports, because I find behind the scenes as important as watching it on TV.
I really love volunteering just because, again, we are a team, we are a family. It keeps me coming back, wanting to continue to promote our city.
In Indianapolis, we've been doing this for over 45 years, hosting these major sporting events. And it's really been about what we call our professional volunteer base. It's people who've been volunteering again and again and again. You have everything from bank CEOs to teachers, all volunteering together to make these events happen.
Talty says it's the passion and dedication of these local volunteers that's really the secret sauce to making these events thrive, helping to ensure Indy remains a consistent contender when it comes to attracting future big-time sporting events.
We have volunteers that go pick up committee members at the airport and drive them to their hotels. We have volunteers that are working the streets that are helping people find their ways to the next location. To then people thinking about the student athlete experience. How can we elevate that? How can we make sure, working with the NCAA, that we deliver an experience for those student athletes that they're every need is taken care of, that they're thought of, and that they can really concentrate on what they're here for and have a great memory and experience. They've worked their entire year to be in Indianapolis, and we want to make sure that that goes off without a hitch.
Lucas Oil Stadium will also be hard at work, with a crew of nearly 2,000 on hand to work the games.
We have members of our team who have been part of NCAA basketball events back from the Hoosier Dome days. And so for some folks on our team, it's really nostalgic and it gives an opportunity to really show off how this event has evolved. But for everybody on our team, they really love being part of this. And we have thousands of people who will be working here on game days for the stadium to try to make everybody's experience perfect.
With the exception of the Final Four, Indy is the only NCAA tournament site being played inside a stadium.
Everywhere else where there's a first and second round or a regional is in an arena, which is great. But Indianapolis and Indiana is different. Basketball is different here. So we blew it up and we're making it big. We're hoping to have around 35,000 people in here when it's all said and done.
From a dollars and cents standpoint, hosting the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 games is a slam dunk for downtown businesses.
This weekend will generate nearly $30 million in economic impact for the downtown. People are going to be here even without tickets, and they're going to want to take in the atmosphere.
And with more big-time sporting events on the calendar and billions in downtown projects underway, the owners of venerable steakhouse St. Elmo are eyeing investment.
We were on the cusp of a remodel at St. Elmo and some things at Harry and Dizzy's. And so once Hendrix announced their investment in the Circle Center development, which is, I think everybody agrees, is the best investor for this. It's going to create some great opportunities for us to get back up to speed with our buildings. We're in a 130-year-old building, and so every so often we've got to give it some love and attention.
And I think people are going to love, perhaps, an expansion of St. Elmo's and Harry and Izzy's.
Yeah, fueled by activity downtown, as Craig said, but also these big events. Final Fours next year, WNBA All-Star Game this year.
That's right.
A lot of great stuff. Thanks, Mayor Rachel. Well, Indianapolis appears to be in the running to land a new high-tech immersive video sports hospitality venue. IBJ reporter Mickey Shuey, the first to report that Cosm, a sports entertainment firm with venues in Dallas and Los Angeles, is eyeing Indianapolis as its potential next location. Its venues featuring a curved panoramic screen that's designed to immerse fans in the action of major sporting and other events.
Indy is very serious about Cosm, but Cosm seems to be just serious about Indy as a market, which my sources really like to underscore, because a lot of times Indy doesn't necessarily recognize itself as being a major sports market when it in fact is.
No specific development proposals have been finalized or presented yet, and we'll bring you any updates. You can also read Mickey's full report at ibj.com. Next, we head out of the galaxy to Mars. We'll show you how a Purdue-inspired camera is capturing history on the red planet.
Here's what's making news around Indiana. Brought to you by the Indiana Association of Realtors. Indiana's 21,000 realtors. The neighbors you know, the experts you can count on.
Well, retail giant Amazon is expanding its footprint in Indiana again, this time in Maryville. The new distribution center is located at the Silos and Sanders Farm near Interstate 65 and has over 500 employees. It serves as a consolidation depot where items from individual sellers are organized, packaged, and shipped to other Amazon fulfillment centers. Prologis, the world's largest industrial property company, is looking at bringing a potential data center to Kosciuszko County. The company says the area has the infrastructure and ability to provide the amount of power a data center requires. It plans to ask the county to rezone several hundred acres near the small town of Leesburg in northeast Indiana. Our Marek Mazurik has been following that story. He has much more at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Well, a $140 million bioenergy complex is coming to northwest Indiana. Nexus W2V takes organic waste like food scraps and processing byproducts and turns them into renewable natural gas. It will be located at the Kingsbury Industrial Park in LaPorte.
14 or 15 major highways, 3 major rail lines all kind of intersect in Indiana. And so when we think about where our food is grown and produced, where waste exists at a bulk pre-consumer level, we're right in the heart of it. A facility like this just makes a lot of sense.
ground on the project, which is expected to be complete late next year.
Time now for our Eye on Education, brought to you by PNC Bank.
Purdue University with another connection to its already rich aviation and space exploration history, this time here on the red planet of Mars. The camera snapping these amazing images, well, the world really would have never seen them if it weren't for Purdue professor Roger Wiens.
Space, the final frontier.
Hey, that's a flying saucer, and it's landing right here. Look!
He's a man from Mars on Earth to take a look.
TV shows like Star Trek.
This is Captain Kirk. Hold your fire. We have your commander aboard.
And My Favorite Martian.
Are you through? What are you waiting for me to say? Take me to your leader?
Bringing us closer in a fictional way to what might happen above Earth. Purdue University Innovation showing us the reality. A leader in U.S. space exploration for years. The first human on the moon, a Boilermaker.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for man.
Purdue now playing a key role in cracking the code on a planet 140 million miles away from Earth.
And liftoff, launching the next generation of robotic explorers to the red planet.
On board that historic 2020 mission to Mars, Purdue professor Roger Wiens' state-of-the-art camera perched atop the Perseverance rover.
So SuperCam looks out of the big circular window in the white box on top of the mast, and it uses spectroscopy, which is just when light excites atoms in a rock and we get unique shifted wavelengths back to us.
Professor Wiens' SuperCam is marking its 4th year on Mars, gathering 500,000 images to help scientists better understand how unique rocks make up this mysterious planet.
Lo and behold, we were shocked. They had a composition that was all aluminum and silicon. And this is very unusual. And so the geologists put their heads together and we started to realize that these are very altered rocks. They have been through a lot of water on the surface of Mars.
SuperCam is also focused on what's buzzing above Mars. Look and listen very closely as it captured NASA's Ingenuity helicopter.
We have a tiny high-resolution camera and a microphone to hear Mars, and that's how we heard the helicopter.
That marked the first time a spacecraft recorded the sounds of another spacecraft on another planet. Professor Wiens on why exploring the red planet is important.
We are curious about Mars because it represents a capsule in time. A lot of what happened on Mars happened a long time ago. Mars is a treasure trove of ancient rocks. And it is our sister planet, and we want to know, first of all, what happened on Mars, and we also want to know what happened way back in time on either planet.
Purdue University Innovation, securing its legacy as a leader in space exploration, piloting the way for us to better understand the reality of the cosmos.
To explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Great story from Mars and Purdue. Dr. Wiens and his SuperCam are helping to answer one of the biggest mysteries about Mars. How much water was once there and for how long? And we'll be right back after this. Well, we are tempting your taste buds in this month's Trendiana segment with everything from donuts to tacos to crab rangoon, hitting the road across Indiana to find the best drive-through places to eat. Yelp's Senior Director of Community Engagement, Brittany Smith, joins me now. And Brittany, I've been resisting.
Smell it, Gerry?
I literally can. These are some tasty treats.
Yes.
And you're talking about businesses around the state that are cashing in with drive-thrus.
Yes,
right?
exactly. It's a great way to compete. You've got the brands, chains.
Mm-hmm.
They're offering local offerings so that folks can support local businesses on the go, convenience. Yeah. We saw a lot of these businesses add on drive-thru during COVID, and this is a great way. It's stuck on. Folks are loving it.
And some that you wouldn't expect, like
yes.
a donut.
Yes, Pana Donuts. This is located in central Indiana. They have several locations. If you want to be the star of the office, run through drive-through there in the morning. You can get donuts, coffee. They have sandwiches. They also have boba tea, which a lot of folks love. They're best known for their cinnamon twist as well as their apple fritters. It's a delicious spot. They even made our top 100 donut spots in the country list. So a really fun one to check out.
I have checked them out in the Geist area, so I know they're
firsthand.
They are great. Okay, Southeast Indiana, you always do a great job getting around the state.
Yes.
China Bistro.
Yes, heading to New Albany. Yes, this is a great spot for folks looking for calling ahead. Maybe you're busy on a weeknight. You want to drive up to the window and order some Chinese food. Folks love their steamed dumplings, their crab rangoon, another one that you mentioned, as well as the pork fried rice. It's got fresh veggies. Folks love the also affordability of this business. So it's a really good one if you're in a rush.
Back here in central Indiana in Fisher, Schoolhouse 7 in a historic building.
Yes,
right?
This business goes back, the actual building dates back to 1900. So it gets its name from being the 7th school in the area. It's beautiful space, both inside and out. But if you're hitting the drive-thru, they even have some of the historical notes hanging there on the sign. They are known for their chicken salad, croissant sandwiches. They also use local coffee and local beans from Brick House Coffee on their menu. It's a really fun space. So if you do get a chance to go inside, it is beautiful too.
Really popular place in Northeast Indiana and Fort Wayne, famous taco.
Yes, who can resist? Tacos on the go, a drive-through. So this is a really fun business. It's really festive inside, but folks love that you can get it on the go. They're best known for their chorizo tacos as well as their steak burritos. It's very affordable, and it's a really fun business.
All right, this into our segment in Speedway with Che Chori.
Yes, we've got some fabulous empanadas here that you can spell. They have over 15 different empanadas on their menu. They even offer breakfast ones as well. They were recently featured on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Yeah. It's a fun drive-through spot. They're also known for their choripan, which has some chorizo on a French baguette, alfajores. It's really a great spot.
And as you mentioned, I think a lot of these businesses went to drive-throughs during the pandemic, right? But they stuck with it, and it's an attractive thing.
Yes, folks are looking for convenience, and it's a great way to say, instead of going to a chain, you can support these local businesses on the go. So,
and a final thought, too, because you do a great job of profiling these businesses. These are small businesses
exactly.
That are out there fighting the good fight every day.
Yes, moms and pops businesses, way more interesting than what you can find, from somewhere that is a business that you can find in every state. Do a Hoosier business.
All right. Brittany Smith, as always, from Yelp. Thanks for a great report, statewide report.
Likewise.
Too.
Thank you.
And that's all the time we have for this edition of Inside Indiana Business. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gerry Dick. Go out and make it a successful week.